Draco, burn. Do I not have enough? Can I not use my spell anymore? I still have 17 left. Oh, do I need 20? Okay. Here. Die already! Is he invincible for some reason? Receives protection from warrior in the front line. Oh, okay, fine. Then I'm just gonna take this one out. He's gonna need some healing. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Loren's gonna have to heal. Oh no. Give him an item. There we go. Give him more healing. Dora, explore! Oh, she can't attack him, because I have to get rid of everyone in the front line. Fine. Draco. Might as well use my... potion. Minor vitality. Heal. Fireball. Oh, he's healing. Oh, that's annoying. Saren, you need some energy. Actually, no, I meant to do the... Oh, that's right, I don't have that skill yet. I need the status skill. That's the next thing I need to get. There we are. Oh boy. Heals. So annoying. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Now there's only one left. You're toast. Heals. Now you're done. Now you're so done. Yeah, the status ailments are going to have to be my next highest priority. Oh no, her hit points are down. I didn't realize that her hit points are down.
Try this on for size.
Does Dora not get hit? Does Dora not get experience points? I'm not sure.
So you can keep up next time.
Hopefully Dora still gets experience points. Oh, she does. Okay, good. Dora still gets experience points. That's good to know. Vest of Mirrors. Magic, Etrigen, Speed goes down by 2. Defense goes up by 4. Staff of Storms. Damage 8, Magic 3, hit critical hit 2%, Defense 1, Speed -3. Okay. Wow. Concentration. Increases character's maximum skill points by 10%. Clarity. Increases character spell skill points regeneration by 100% for 3 turns. Cures 1 ailment. Cure. Tranquilize. Decrease enemy anger value by 33 points to prevent an overdrive. That's probably really useful. Hits target with water damage for 300% of caster's base attack and has 10% chance of causing frozen conditions for 3 turns. The minions on the side take 50% of the damage. Hits a target with air damage for 300% of the caster's base attack and has 10% chance of causing tired conditions for 3 turns. The minions on the side take 50% of the damage. Earthquake hits a target earth damage for 300% of caster's base attack and has 10% chance of causing shattered condition for 3 turns. The enemies on the sides take 50% damage. And Phantom Form. Transform target into a half uncorporeal being, increasing the defense by 50% and speed by 10%. Lasts for 3 turns. That's amazing. I want to prevent an overdrive. So let's do Tranquilize, because I think that might be really useful, no matter who we fight with. And then attribute points, increase your health. We need to increase poor Draco's health. Pinning Shot. Hit single stagger target with 125% damage and causes paralyzed condition for 2 turns if enemy is not a boss. Increase the character's defense value by 50% for 3 turns. Sneak Attack. Hit single staggered target for 110% damage and 110% accuracy for 30% chance of causing scared condition for 3 turns. And then Flaming Torch and all that good stuff. Sweet. So let's do... Paralyze is really good. I'm gonna do Paralyze. Pinning Shot. And let's increase your will and your strength just to bring your hit points up, because you died. So yeah, increase it by 2. After a series of attacks on the party, Grob finally gave up. The creature collapsed, struggling to breathe. You've lost. Do you have anything to say before I kill you? Just one thing. Grob lifted his staff and growled an incantation to cast a spell over the entire group. Draco had no time to protect them while an anti-curse, and the group was instantly paralyzed. Loren struggled against the spell, but Grob's sorcery was too much, even for her. You might have managed to defeat me this time, but this is far from over. I have another surprise for you. The dead goblins and thugs whom the group had killed were changing form, turning into what looks like city guards. Though they were in a pool of blood, the guards' uniforms were unmistakable. We're in serious trouble now. Oh, was this all an illusion? I do hope you like humans, Amazon Queen. You're all going to rot in the Empire's prison now. Oh boy. Grob disappeared, fading into thin air just as he had appeared. The screams were enough to alert local guards to come running to see what had happened. This is bad. Blast that Grob, he's foiled me again. You'd think I'd know better by now. We have more to worry about right now. Halt! Lower your weapons! Despite the demands of the guard, Loren had no intention of surrendering. She tried to resist as the soldiers swarmed around them, shouting obscenities. Oh, great. But it was futile. There were too many of them, and soon everyone's hands were shackled behind them, and they were pushed through the streets to their fate. Unhand me at once! Cease your struggling, wench! Wench, you will die this day. Your Majesty, no. fighting will only make us look guilty. Just let them take us in. I promise I can get us out. You promise? Dwarf sauna. That's nonsense. You can't promise to get us free from a jail cell. Yeah, I can. I bet you 10 gold I can. A guard pushed Saren forward harshly, and he stumbled forward with a groan. Listen, I can cast a flash spell to blind them. You don't know that skill, Draco. I didn't give it to you yet. Alright now, it'll give us more than enough time to escape. We can take horses and seek refuge with the elves and the druids. They're friendlier than these guys by far. What are you guys whispering? Shut up! After the guard moved back to restraining Loren, Saren inched back to Draco and Dora. But the Empire... Oh, those guys? Pfft, bunch of big meanies, really. They'll just enslave us, you know. No trial or anything, but we can escape right now with my magic. This was a key decision that rested upon their shoulders at that late hour of the night. While their journey was still just in its early stages, the importance of this choice was unparalleled. But they had to make a decision quickly, and that is exactly what they did. So, do we either follow Dora's plan to escape from jail or follow Draco's plan to run to the elves? Let's follow Draco's plan. I want to show Loren that a male can be reliable too. Not that women can't, but I feel like she's very, very anti-men right now, and I kind of want to help her see that sometimes men are not so bad. You know, they might be a little bit more than... They might be useful with more than just procreation and becoming servants. Throwing caution to the wind, Loren hurriedly accepted Draco's plan. I love this. Major choices. Through the fiery chaos that ensued, the group was able to escape the guards and get out of the city just as they had hoped. The group was silent and very somber after they made their escape. They knew very well that the gravity of the decision they had made at that night could very well come back to haunt them. The Empire was a dangerous enemy, but it was impossible to guess how greatly their mission would have been delayed if they had been arrested. Be ready for anything. We're approaching the outskirts of the forest. And she means anything. We have no idea what's in there. I'm pretty sure it's just elves. They didn't slow their pace until they entered the forest. The trees seemed to grow larger and deeper the deeper they traveled inside, and soon signs of exotic cultures began to spring up. Carved bark, marked paths, old campfires, and abandoned tree houses. Whoa, who's this handsome fellow? Though they had only begun to breach the forest, they were almost instantly surrounded by elven guards. Dozens of long-eared scouts sprang from the bushes and trees with bows and swords alike aimed at the party. Dora and Draco looked around worriedly, but Saren's eyes remained fixed on Loren, who was standing her ground. Saren did his best to emulate her aura of confidence, though it was no easy task. State your business here quickly. My name is Loren, and I am an Amazon. I have come to this forest in search of my mother. We harbor no ill will against the fair and knowledgeable elves. We simply need to pass through this area to reach our destination. The elves looked at each other, before finally turning their hardened gazes back onto Loren. They lowered their weapons, and Saren relaxed. Come with us. Hands off your weapons. The group traveled with the elves, walking within their rank almost as prisoners. And here I thought we escaped prison. Well, as they say, out of the cauldron into the fire. Draco laughed awkwardly and looked to Saren for at least a small smile, but none came. I thought it was funny. We're not prisoners. They're just escorting us. It was a joke. Don't you know how to laugh? I laugh when I hear something funny. Oh, all right. I see how it is, mister. I'll make you laugh someday. This will all be safe, won't it? You have my word, dwarf. You don't have to worry. Ah, good. Not that I was worrying or anything. They walked for a long time deeper into the forest until light could be seen through the canopy. Almost out of nowhere, a city formed within the trees. Saren and Loren alike were instantly amazed at this foreign culture. Ooh, more pretty people. Although the one on the far left, my left, is, I think, the prettiest one. They were ushered into the city quickly and approached by more elves. They claimed to be on the search for a missing person. An elf with a crossbow flicked his ponytail over his shoulder. She can fix that. We can't have these people wandering around the forest. Take them to her. Are you sure? Blame me if she gets mad. The elves moved to leave. The crossbow elf stopped to scowl at Saren, however. It made no sense to him. There was no reason why he would earn his hate so quickly. They had barely met. Saren shrugged it off. You are about to meet a very important person, our elder druid. She has power that she can use to help you. If you are to meet her, you must promise to show her great respect. Of course. We would be very grateful. Then follow us, but know that we are keeping an eye on you. Ooh, it looks like Winnie the Pooh's house. Isn't that a lot like Winnie the Pooh's house? I feel like, doesn't he live like in a tree? I thought that he did. They traveled to the edge of the forest again. Mr. Saunders or something. They eventually came to the base of the giant oak tree that was hollowed out. Saren looked up in awe at the size of the tree as they got closer to it. Even the branches were impressively enormous. He couldn't recall seeing a tree of such a size in quite a long time. Stop gawking. Right. As they got closer, they caught sight of a graceful woman, a ginger, Poison Ivy, who looked entangled in the very vegetation that surrounded her. The elves who led them all showed their respect for her by bowing deeply. She must have been the elder druid. Out of instinct, Saren immediately bowed to her as well. Saren looked over to see Loren standing rigidly, unmoved by any need to show the elder respect. Your Grace, your promise? Loren shook as if she were in a trance, just remembering her vow to the elves to respect the elder. She met Saren's eyes briefly in thanks before bowing as the others did. I suppose she's really beautiful, huh? Can't you keep it in your pants for a few seconds? Keep what in my pants? Yes, she is very, very beautiful. And very almost naked. The druid rose from her seat and almost seemed to glide towards them. The grass beneath her sprouted small flowers where she walked as if she were Mother Nature herself. That's a cool effect. There was one thing that stood out of all of them, especially Loren, about this forest woman. Not only was she beautiful, but she didn't look old at all. Elder, we found this group of travelers in the forest. They are seeking guidance. She smiled at them, and the party seemed to sigh in unison. Hello, fair travelers. I am Elder Druid Mirth. I would be happy to impart any knowledge that I can to you, though I mostly know of only the forest and its magic. May I ask why you have sought me out? I am an Amazon, and my name is Loren. I am searching for my mother. Is there any way you might be able to help us find her? We would be very appreciative if you could assist us. She's being unusually nice. It was true. Saren looked at Loren skeptically, with a faint shadow of jealousy. She was treating this Mirth with more respect than anyone she had ever met with before. I see. I understand your concerns, and I see that you mean no harm with your search. It sounds like a very honorable cause that you are going to such great lengths to fulfill. Then can you help us? Surely your divination powers can give us a hint as to where Loren's mother might be. Divination? The ability to see what my eyes cannot. I can search the world with only my thoughts, though it is not an easy process. Unfortunately, I cannot perform this ritual at the moment, because the plot demands it. But why not? Mirth's expression darkened and she sighed before she began her explanation. It would be my deepest pleasure to help if I could, but there is a group of rogue elves who are disturbing the forest spirits, and I cannot even close my eyes without hearing the forest screaming. Divination is impossible. Saren was about to ask the druid a question, but Loren beat him to it. Want us to get rid of those elves for you? Mirth looked rather surprised by her offer, but Saren only frowned. The only way to stop the disturbance would be to find and defeat Mesfit, their leader. We shall do it then. Find and defeat Mesfit, the leaders of the Dark Elves. Reward 300 XP. I should warn you that he is no novice when it comes to the bow and arrow. He will stand no chance against the great Loren. Loren looked over at him with something that almost looked like embarrassment, but it couldn't be. I'm very impressed by your bravery. It seems our meeting has become very fortuitous. The spirits did not lie when they said that aid was near. May I accompany you on your excursion to defeat Mesfit? Yes. Loren looked at Saren. He nodded. More party members. It would definitely be a good idea. We would be glad to have you come with us. Druid Mirth. It would be a pleasure to travel with you. You gained a new party member. Mirth, a mage. Wonderful, it is settled. We shall embark in the morning. Please accept my deepest gratitude of agreeing to help me. The forest has cried for too long. It's understandable. His interference must be very burdensome. It is, but for tonight I'm sure you'll all need your rest. You can stay in the elves' village tonight and prepare. Shall we leave at dawn? As the sun rises, then. Mirth smiled and nodded to one of the guards. They walked in silence to the elven camp. After getting settled into their tree bunks, it was announced that Mirth had arrived to entertain the party. They gathered to receive her. Whoa! But she was not alone. She came in the company of some nymphs, youthful and seemingly flawless women with honey skin. Mirth's own loveliness still stood out, even when in their extraordinary company. These are a gift for you, Loren of the Amazons. Lady Mirth knows quite a bit about Amazons, it seems. Dora slapped Draco and he groaned, rubbing his arms. The dwarf woman is surprisingly strong. They will entertain you tonight, if they please you. Joking. And where are my collection of nymphs? Yes, and mine too. Saren laughed, but Mirth's face remained expressionless. Forgive me, but nymphs are reserved for the most special guests only. Oh, it's because I'm a slave, isn't it? Slaves never get the good stuff. At least you've got an excuse. I'm supposed to be a famous magician. More like infamous after what happened back at Grimoire. Oh, yes, that. You two are boring me. I'm leaving. Sorry, Your Majesty. Loren and Saren looked at each other briefly before parting ways. Review your party setup before proceeding. We've got a mage, so I mean I don't have much choice but to put people like that. So she's a mage. Meanwhile, in the northern border of the region, an evil force was crafting sinister plans. Let me twirl my mustache. The party was still innocently unaware of this creature's actions, but it was only a matter of time until that would change. Whoa, Sauron! A heavily armored, mysterious being sat on its throne, comfortable in the hot room despite the volcano's lava flowing so near. This evil sting name was Faust, a name that would come to be spat and whispered in fear. Whoa, a succubus! He looked up to see Jul, his servant succubus, approaching him, swaying her hips back and forth. Your news? Karen has been taken care of. Good. Any complications? Her daughter, Loren, is looking for her as we speak. She is a very determined woman, so I doubt that she will give up searching easily. Before he could respond to her, Grob came forward to kneel before him. My lord, I have returned. It's about time. I have come bearing good news. I have taken care of Loren and her party. They are now imprisoned in a human city. Were you really able to capture them that easily? Yes, my lord. Jul frowned and crossed her arms. She knew that Faust would not like the news, but she could not keep it to herself. But they aren't in prison. Not one of them. Faust's gaze was indiscernible, but the air was thick with tension in the ensuing silence. Care to elaborate? Exactly that. They are not in prison. They're waltzing around freely. Grob simply scoffed. Even if they aren't, they've been dealt with. My plans are going perfectly. It doesn't matter which side they end up on, or where they are right now. They're going to trigger a war between the humans and the elves, just as we wanted. Tell me again how Loren's involvement in this will help us. She was supposed to be imprisoned. Simple, my lord. They will be at the heart of the conflict, not us. We will be able to begin our invasion freely, and there's a good chance that Loren will be killed in the struggle between the two warring races. They will be distracted, fighting against each other, and with our unusual group, fatality is nearly guaranteed. Faust remained silent, considering the explanation carefully and trying to calculate the potential repercussions, and what could go wrong. Grob's plan wasn't entirely foolproof, but it did sound surprisingly thorough considering who had crafted it. I approve of these plans. Let us see how far they succeed. And they had better succeed, Gob. Do I make myself clear? Transparent, my lord. Can we at least send someone to watch over Loren and her party? They've gained a new ally already. They could be more dangerous than we think. You speak the truth. Make it so. As I have said before, you do not have to worry. I have taken care of that matter as well. What do you mean? As I said, my lord, there is already someone watching over them very closely. Everything will go according to plan. I have made sure of it. For your sake, it had better. Ooh, is there a spy amongst our group? Ooh, Crabtree, the Dock Elves, the Drow. Let's go talk to Dora. I've never been into the Elves' Forest. It's huge and has actual cities inside of it. Wow, all this time I just thought the elves lived in trees or something. There were a few hollowed out trees, but yes, their civilization has surpassed my expectations too. And it's pretty. The flowers glow. I want a glowy flower. Where did you see one? I haven't seen any more. Maybe they're rare? Oh, that stinks. If you see another one, maybe you can steal it for me. Don't you mean borrow? Of course, let's not be silly now. You call yourself a fire mage, but why not practice the other elements as well? They're no fun. Fire is what's fun. Any particular reason why? Fire's warm and cozy and also deadly and predictable, and pretty to look at. And you can do this. Boosh! Did that explain everything? You left out dragons. Right, yes, I liked to pretend to be a dragon when I was a boy. Roar and such. You're a druid? That's correct. What is that, some kind of plant people? Oh, well, others usually call us forest sprites, even if that is not entirely true. I'm not particularly sure how to best describe my nature. I see what you did there, game. I am not truly a sprite like the nymphs, but I am also born different from humans and elves. I feel as if I am one with the forest, as if I am the forest, like I am her voice. But the term druid has been applied to anyone who studies and is capable of forest magic, and that is what my lineage is called. I know it's common to think of me as a magical creature born from a flower, but druids are similar to both humans and elves. I was born from my mother's womb, not a giant flower like a nymph. That was going to be my next question. Yes, many people ask about druid reproduction. You would be the first. Oh, good, so I'm not weird. No. We are now teamed with a druid. I have never met one of her kind before. She is very interesting. And beautiful. Loren's mouth clamped shut as she gave him a look. Yes, that too. But can we trust her? I feel as if I can. She seems to be open and honest and almost harmless. Yet with her magic, she's definitely not. It's always the harmless-looking people you should fear the most. True. We should not be deceived, so we should never let our guards down. I'm sure she's a lovely lady, though. I'm sure she's a lovely lady, though, but her perceived weakness is a fault. She should be stern and unforgiving, so that others will know she is strong. That's not exactly the ideal for everybody, just so you know. Loren swallowed, blinked, and then looked away. So, is it true that this big lady is a princess? Yes, of the Amazons in the west. Wow! Dora's eyes glimmered. Does she live in a big glittery castle? Lots of gold and such? Not particularly. The citadel is made of stone. The royals prize fur and pelts above weak metals. Weak? Gold and silver are precious metals. They're pretty and sell for tons of coin. Yes, but the Amazons have no use for a metal that they can't make a weapon out of. Gold is rather soft. I guess that's true. How boring. So it's just all about war with her then? Yep. Oh, that's a drag. But she'll still get me my rewards, right? She does have something cool to give me. Amazons make excellent bows. I think she'd give you one of their best. A new bow? I think I'd actually like that. Okay, sounds good to me. Well, that's just my guess. But Dora was already daydreaming about her new weapon to be. Good. I have to know something. Why did you follow Loren and me to Grimoire after we saved you? Follow you? Follow, he says. Follow indeed. Okay, yes, I followed you. And? You two obviously weren't from the Empire, but you were heading straight for its biggest city. And what happened was totally what I thought would happen. You were worried about us? Why didn't you just warn us? Hey, you didn't want me around, remember? Sounds like you just wanted an excuse to follow us and keep quiet. That's not all. Anyway, I liked you guys. You didn't... Well, you knew I was part elf and you didn't care. I don't understand. Is that very peculiar? Well, yeah. You were a human in the Empire territory. I was surprised I wasn't dragged to jail. What? Why? It's the Empire's favorite pastime. They need to get a new hobby. Yeah, but when I'm with you guys, I don't really fear all that stuff. Saren wondered just how bad his experience had been with people that Loren's actions towards him seemed welcoming.